Hello and welcome to the preseason of the Formula E Monoposto Championship's 19th season. We've had a few races of the Monoposto FG series and a new champion has recently been crowned. So let's head through the grid for this season, the calendar and the preseason test at Jerez. And we'll start off with DS Automobiles. Jack Carter in the 98 after finishing 5th in the World Drivers' Championship. After a relatively good opening part of the season, his crashes were in fact his hubris. And then Revel, a last turn crash, stopped him from getting his 3rd title. So he returns to the championship driving the number 7. Then we've got DS Venturi Formula E team. Of course, they were the team with Venturi powertrains that did the worst last season. Tommy in the 45 and Badness Jr. in the 14, both getting their solid amount of wins, but the fact that they were 4th means that there is still something to build on. Then we've got Aurelio Mahindra, very different livery to the one that they were using last season, but their lineup remains the same with Inoki in the 25 and Cosmos in the 75. That adds up to 100. Can they bring 100% this season? We'll find out soon as we go to Aurelio Pinnacle, who were beaten out by their suppliers. Wasn't a very good team for Aurelio last season. In fact, it was a pretty awful season with Akari Lopez and Leo trying to build up from where they left off last season. Then we've got Sims Motorsport Nissan, ending off last season with a 2nd place finish is brilliant. If they can build up from there, it would be absolutely magnificent. However, as we've seen in both championships so far, there's a bit of a monkey on the shoulder of this team, as Jonathan Sims in the 21 and CC in the 46, as it was last season, they are quite unlucky. Hopefully, their fortunes can turn around this season. Then we've got Nissan Nismo. Same song, 4th verse. Santino Milan in the 43, then it's P. Sierra in the 77. This team were all over the place last season and expect them to be the same this season. Then we've got Dragon Renault. What a comeback these guys had in the last few rounds of the championship. Of course, they were some of the most chaotic rounds in the championship, but you know, every opportunity that you don't make is a missed opportunity. But Miguel de Souza remaining in the 79 and Lewis Olsen in the 20, as is the formula for now. They've inverted the black and white on this season's livery. Hopefully, they can get some pretty good finishes and continue where they left off. Renault Edams, factory Renault outfit taking over completely the Virgin Renault outfit. They've got the same lineup of Frenchman Daniel Botasarov and Italian T. Gabbo in the 97 and 29. I was going to say 79, but no. Then we've got Andretti Honda, customer team to the factory Braun Honda outfit. They've decided to go with this whiter livery compared to last season's blue. Ocampo in the 76, Sanchez in the 72. Not much has changed here either. And then for Braun Honda GP, the change that has already been seen is that the 2nd driver at Braun Honda, the driver that pretty much cost them a chance at going for the Constructors, Camino's gone. There is no David Camino in the team. UK Ball remains at the team after not being able to go for championship number 2, but then Pierre Gasly in the number 3. He's replacing the Romanian who debut season pretty good, but what could have been his last season in the FDMC, quite bad. And lastly, the reigning Constructors and Drivers Champions, DS McLaren TGR. Oscar Folstad leads the way. He'll be driving the number 1, which hasn't actually been that successful in recent memory when it comes to title defense. So, Oscar Folstad, welcome to title defense. Last successful one, Revo. Before that, B-Dragon Sonic. Sebastian, however, still alongside him in the number 22, as is the formula. Now, the calendar for this season, well, it's a calendar you should be somewhat familiar with. We start off in Tokyo, then we head off to Rome, Sao Paulo, Mexico City, and then race 5 is in Oslo. Abuja is race 6 this season, then Victoria, Berlin, London, Montreal, Manila, Buenos Aires, Seoul in South Korea, Monaco, Long Beach, San Marino, Marina Bay, and Las Vegas is the calendar for this season. It's quite bright out here today in Jerez. UK ball on pole from Jonathan Sims, Kari Lopez, and it's Pierre Gasly in 4th, Lewis Olsen 5th, Banas Jr. in 6th, then it's Sebo Campo, P. Sierra, and Miguel de Souza. Santiago Milan is 10th from Daf Sanchez, and then comes the first DS Automobile car of Revo, then it's Daniel Boxar of Cici, Tully, Enoch Kiwi, Jack Carter, Oscar Falstad, Dan 18th, Leo, Bastian Tan, T. Gabo, and Cosmos. So it looks like Braun Honda GP probably going to be the only team to be testing out the hard tyres. All 5 lights go on. And the preseason test is green. And the drivers have agreed to keep the race distance length as it was prior. Sims takes the lead off the start. And Butte Cable, Milan and Revo all testing out the hard tyres. Pierre Gasly trying to go around the outside of his new teammate as all the drivers battling through without first chicane. Carter getting himself the first time penalty of the season as UK Ball still alongside his own teammate. Hopefully they don't make any contact further back. Leo has made a bit of contact, but Jonathan Sims leading the way for Sims Motorsport Nissan, and we've got a full safety car, and that is Sebastian Ocampo out of the race, and there's a tyre bumping across the track. Oh, that's a big bump off the road, but Ocampo out of this race. Out of this preseason test rather, and the virtual safety car is not being deployed. They've decided to use full course yellow, and you can already see as we go on board with the Kari Lopez the main difference between the FEMC and the FG series. It's not just the cars and the fact that we do have the safety screen, the halo, but look at the curbs. They're so much flatter here. That can impact how drivers decide to drive, but it's also because to maintain the higher speeds of the FEMC, you do have to flatten out curbs, or else when you ride them, the drivers will just spin off. The FG cars being slower means that they can ride curbs a lot easier. The safety car is officially out on the track, and I do want to just touch upon the liveries a little bit here. If we can go on board with Sims, as he now catches the back of the safety car, the Sims Motorsport car, it's a little bit different. They have stripped a lot of the yellow from the front nose, but apart from that, it is effectively the same livery. Braun Honda have decided to keep the same livery, same with Aurelio Pinnacle or DS Venturi. Dragon Renault have decided to invert the colours. Nissan Nismo's got the same livery. Andretti Honda have decided to go with a livery that I'm pretty sure they've used earlier on in the championship, but we haven't seen in this new era of the FEMC. Renault Edams using a revised version of one of their earlier liveries. DS Automobiles have decided to actually use the paint bucket tool this time instead of just leaving it outlined. And then you've got CC again in 13th. Aurelio Mahindra have decided to use a lot more white and blue this time instead of just leaving it black, red and white. DS McLaren TGR reverting to their season 16 livery, and that is effectively the entire grid livery summed up by me. But we are under virtual full course yellows and pace cars, that's a safety car in any case. And you know, it's all about, really, if we have the safety car, yes, it bunches up the pack, but having it would also mean that races get cut in half. We've seen this in the FP series, we're just doing it again in the FEMC just to make sure it rings true that the safety car kills racing laps. But of course, it is all in the interest of safety that we have safety cars, but the virtual safety car has worked quite well since season 11, season 12, roundabout. As they now head down towards the hairpin turn, the last turn on the track. It's one of the widest, most open hairpins on the calendar, but it is still classified as a hairpin instead of just a long turn, because you do have to brake. It is basically full steering lock. But now we actually get to see how this crop of drivers decide to deal with the safety car restarts, as lap cars may now overtake the safety car, but it is only lap 3. If there's lapped cars on lap 3, then that's worrying. But that does mean that we should get back racing on lap 4. Hopefully, unlike in the FG series where we tested it then, we don't get an egregious jump from a driver. But we'll only find out once we get back racing. On board with Cable on the number 89. He's doing a stand-up job currently for the Brawl Honda team, testing out those hard tests. 91%, comparing that to the softs, which are currently at 82%. Mediums, they're at 88, so roughly about 10% separating the softs and the hards. If that continues, that would then likely become about a lap or so. But now, coming to the second half of this track, this is a track of two halves, really. Considering you have the first sector and then that hairpin, where it is just, you do have the slowest parts of the track on that part. Then the second half of the track is just fast and flowing before you reach that stopgap of the hairpin you have later on. And you do see a lot of overtakes being made on this part of the track. Look to Cable now in second. About 3/10 away from Sim, so he is keeping his distance as he should. His teammate a little further back, in fact, so maybe there is some strategy going on for Brawl Honda, who want to show that it was mainly one of their drivers pulling them down instead of the car being propped up by Cable. And, you know, we're looking at this, and for me, I'm looking at this as well as the safety car officially ending. Sims will be leading us back to green. I'm looking at this and thinking, what are the championship contenders going to do from here? I don't think Volstad might even have a good title defense of any kind. In fact, I think he might end up having one of the worst if he's down 16th. But we will get back racing now, and that was one of the jumps of all time from Jonathan Sims, already 6/10 ahead of Cable with 2/3 of the race left to run. But he has caught up, he's closed up to the back with the Sims Motorsport Nissan car in front of him. Daniel Bogdasarov gets a 5-second time penalty. They're going 3 wide further back. It's at 4. Do I see 4 wide heading into the chicane? Can't do that. Revo coming a cropper after all of that, drops to 13th position. Santino Milan acting as a bit of a stopgap. Hopefully no one hits the water, and it looks like they've just about all made it through that first real crash gate area quite well. Bogdasarov has made his way past Santino Milan. CC looking for his way past Nissan driver, as we're on board with the Sims Motorsport driver, looking to try and hustle his way by the Nissan in front of him, but he's not quite able to. Nissan powertrains are not looking to be as good as the customer team that they've got. Nissan Nismo, of course, running 7th and 10th. Sims Motorsport running 1st and 11th. All ones for them. Revo trying to pick himself back up the order. He's currently in 13th, fighting with an QE though. He's on the outside, you to the inside, and I think, yeah, that is the Aurelio Mahindra man to 13th position. Sims setting the fastest third sector of anyone. Cable doesn't have attack mode on, and he's 1.8 seconds off the bat. This could be an easy preseason test win for Jonathan Sims here. And this is the first video I'm doing on this new tablet that I've got, so hopefully it looks good, hopefully it runs good. It's U-Cable doing his best to try and close in on Sims in front of him, but I'm not too confident if he can do too much here. That's the intent further back, down in 20th position, teammate Oscar Falstad in 15th. The DS powertrain does not look anywhere as good as it used to, somehow. Of course, this is basically the car that they are starting the season with. They are allowed to make upgrades after the preseason. The way you'll really see where the championship is headed is after like the first third of the season. Usually after the first third you will see your championship contenders. However, as we saw last season, it doesn't really show who's going to win, because as Falstad now defending from Tommy. Oh, safety car! Oscar Falstad out of the race! Oh, I've never seen a crash like that before. T-Gabo also out. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. Carter's lost part of his front wing. Oh, that sucks. But in comes an influx of drivers. It's a full safety car at half preseason test distance. As you can see, the Nissan Nismo pit box, they have to let drivers go through. Milan's decided to come in, but U-Cable, Gasly, and Revo all staying out. Is this a master stroke of strategy? I think it actually might be, because some drivers here are gonna have to be caught by the safety car, and considering the slowed pace, when the top three decide to pit, they are going to gain immense time here. This is U-Cable's, this is Pierre Gasly's, and yes, this is Revo's preseason test victory to lose. It's another speed week where Team in Orange probably wish for a little bit more, but once again, just touching on Falstad's previous season, he was pretty good throughout last season. Suffered so much in terms of low luck. Like, you don't even need to look anywhere further than Victoria to see how poor his luck was throughout that entire season. But the fact that he wound up being the championship anyway, the fact that he won the championship, the fact that he started leading the championship after the last round is just a testament to his character. But now, Miguel de Souza, we're looking at him. He's down in 19th position. And we're looking now at the mini-map just a little bit. As we're on board with the Dragon Man. Do the Braun Honda drivers decide to come in? Gasly pits, U-Cable stays out. Is Revo gonna pit here? His tyres are fine. U-Cable and Revo, I think they can go to the end. They can go to the end with these hard tyres without pitting, I'm pretty sure. They've got 5 laps left to run. Revo's up into P2. The question is just, what will Sims and Sierra and everyone else who's coming to the pits do? Gasly comes out in 4th. So Pierre Gasly for Braun Honda GP doing pretty good. They were able to get him out in time, but that just makes me wonder, what if Revo and U-Cable also came in? Probably should have. But, you know, there's not too much we can do. Back into P Sierra then. Nissan Nismo. He's one of only a handful of drivers on the current grid to have driven in the first season. Those drivers being U-Cable, Revo, Sierra himself. And I'm pretty sure that's it. It's just those 3, is it? It is just those 3. The rest of the field came in after the second season even. I'm pretty sure. And Revo being the only driver to drive in every race of the FEMC is something that I'm not very surprised about, but you know, it is something that you rarely see in the championship. No other driver in the championship has raced from season 1 through to season 19 without interruption. None of the other champions have done that, not even Rodney Solo before he retired. because he missed out on the first race of Season 2 because he said he was going to retire. His replacement in Scribble Live was a bit of a dick, and so they terminated his contract and they brought Solar back in, and that's when he started having one of the best runs in his career. It was a real career resurgence for Solar, as we're on board with the number 21, Jonathan Sims. He's leading this race for a vast majority of it, but now he's got to try and fight for positions here. So on to lap 8 of 12. Cars will not be allowed to overtake the safety car yet, so we should have only a handful more laps of safety car running to go. We should go back racing on lap 10, but that crash cost the first stand. And Tigalo, haven't really seen anything like that in this championship before. In fact, I can't even, if I were to look back at the Jetta race we had in the FG series, or the preseason tactic Jetta we had in the FG series, as one perhaps here, but it's a similar layout. It's not the kind of crash that I've seen. 4 laps to go. And we're on board with Sims, the owner driver, going for gold. And speaking of gold, Revo is running the number 7 again for the first time in God knows how long. Needs some luck. 7's probably how he's gonna do it. How much closer is the Revolutionary gonna try and get to the back of his first teammate? Cable and Revo, teammates at Next TV, teammates at Revolution Racing, and teammates at Envision Racing for a time. These two not only raced against each other, but raced with each other as teammates before. They know how to race against each other. They know their secrets pretty much. Of course, time has passed since they were last teammates, so of course, new tricks have been learned. These two know each other quite well. Both veterans of the sport, both some of the best to ever race in the sport, both champions in the sport. Just looking to the champions that we actually have on today's grid, Folstad won his championship last season, and this is his 3rd season in the championship. Ocampo won his championship in his 2nd season, just like Folstad, but that season was season 14, so this season is his 6th season in the championship as Revo pits. Revo comes in. Interesting decision. 64% tire wear. Could have actually gone a little bit ugly, but going on to softs is a smart decision. Lap cars may now overtake the safety car. Revo's going to come out of the pits in 19th, almost definitely. So we're going to see a charging Italian come through the field with only 3 laps left to run. Revo will be at the back of the pack. He lost 5 seconds coming into the pits. That 5 seconds, however, was the entire pack. But Revo won his championships in 16, 17, but his first season back in season 1, so this is his 19th season in the championship. Cable, this is his 18th season in the championship, because remember, he did miss out on season 12 due to F1 based activities. Akari joined in season 12, so this is his 7th season. It's just weird to think there are so many experienced drivers and they still look fresh-faced compared to some of the best to ever do it who are still on the grid today. But now, we get to say, what will Revo do from here? What will Cable do from here? What will Sims do from here? Could Jonathan Sims go for his first title this season? That would be a storyline to go for, because we haven't seen an owner driver take the championship in this series before. Revolution Racing you know, Revo's team, they haven't taken the cup before. And then you have to stretch the definition of owner-driver team if you're looking at Pinnacle and Hyperdrive, because those teams are technically not owned by the drivers, but of course influenced heavily by them. But you wouldn't consider Hyperdrive racing owned by Blue Jack and so on, so. But then you do have a lot of the drivers on the current grid, as the safety car now ending. There are a lot of drivers on the current grid. Cable, Sims, Akari, Revo, who operate their own FT Series teams. But Cable, man who operates Power Motorsports, we're gonna go look behind with him. Hard tires finally beginning to give way for him with only 2 laps to go. Let's go bowling in Jerez. And Sims, is he closing in? He's definitely closing in. He's much closer to the back of the Braun Honda man than he's ever been before. He's looking all around the Braun Honda car in front of him. He looks to the outside, heading into turn 4. Is he gonna make a move? Yes, he does. Sims to the lead as Cable wall rides. He's lost part of his front wing. He should have come into the pits earlier, it seems, because he doesn't have the grip with those hard tires that he needs to continue running this race incident-free. And it looks like further back, Bamness Jr. almost hitting a wall to try and get past CC, not quite able to get past the United Arab Emirates driver, as he now up into 5th position. Miguel de Souza further back, getting a 5-second time penalty. Revo still down in 19th, picking his move, waiting for the correct moment to try and strike Bogdasarov right in front of him. He's staring last place in the eye, and you know what? Using attack charge, he's going to get himself up a few positions, up into 18th for the DS Automobiles number 7, and can he get himself any further? He's running the show at this point. As we look further up the field, Cable passed by his own teammate. He's going to have to pit, no doubt about that. But Sierra now on the back. Does he choose to get past? And it just seems to have been a strategical error in the part of Cable's side of Braun Honda GP. But these guys at Sims Motorsport Nissan, it's only their 2nd season in the championship, is the thing. Last season, it was their 1st season. It was a show-stopping season where they beat their own suppliers. It was a season that so many teams would have been proud to have at any point in their seasons in the championship. Tommy going very deep, almost getting hit by Jack Carter there. They're going to go alongside each other. But Sims Motorsport looking to build up on what they had prior. And what is Revo going to do here? Is he going to try and get past his teammate on the inside line? He's not going to have the draft, but he does have much fresher tyres. He's going to be able to brake much later. And up into 14th goes the Italian. And in the course of a single lap, he's gone from 19th to 14th. As his teammate further back down, his first teammate further back down the order, he's way off the back of the pack. I don't think Cable's going to be able to get into the top 10 here, unlike the number 7, who is doing a very good job. 987, that's actually the DS Automobiles number currently, but Jonathan Sims currently leading the way. As you can see further back, Bogdasarov getting very close to the wall. Some of the drivers in the FG series, they've hit the wall quite hard at turns such as that. Cable setting a faster 2nd sector, but onto the last lap we go. Jonathan Sims leading the way here in Jerez, Spain. Akari Lopez setting a fastest 3rd sector of anyone as his teammate trying to get past him. Tyres, those soft tyres, definitely beginning to give way here. Vasti and Tan up in 6th currently, but you can still see the 2 Aurelio men. Vasti and Tan, here he comes, looking to try and get past into the wall. He's gone. He got a little bit of air sign, did the Philippine number 22. But that might just be it. Leo has found his way up into 6th position. Revo currently up in 13th. He is almost certainly running the show. Keep it out of the wall. Safety car. Full safety car. Miguel de Souza out of this. And that's going to bring a swift end to procedures. And it's going to mean that Jonathan Sims and Sims Motorsport Nissan will head into season 19 with the biggest expectations to try and win a championship in only their 2nd season. And considering where they are currently, first and fourth with a fastest lap, that seems somewhat manageable. But they're going to have a pack of 20 other drivers trying to steal the rights away from them. But as he now rounds the final turn, it'll be Jonathan Sims who takes home the preseason test in the Formula E Monoposto Championship from Pierre Gasly and P. Sierra. He's got a real mix of experience and inexperience here. Bastian Tan in 7th. He didn't bring out the full course safety car, and he might as well be seen as one of the biggest reasons for it in Revo. Had it not been for that safety car, he would have shown that DS Automobile's car has tons and tons of pace underneath it. We'll see you guys next time then for when the championship returns in Tokyo, Japan.